The Star Wars Rebels episode Imperial Supercommandos introduced Mandalorians who fight for the Empire into the Star Wars canon. As the episode title suggests, they are known as Imperial Supercommandos. So in today's video, we're going to compare these new Imperial versions to the Mandalorian Supercommandos of Legends. In canon, the Mandalorian Supercommando first appeared in the Clone Wars after Darth Maul took control of Death Watch. Some Death Watch members, such as Bo-Katan and the Night Owls, rejected Maul as their leader, but those that remained loyal, such as Gar Saxon and Rook Kast, became known as Supercommandos. They fought with Maul until the fall of the Shadow Collective and the Siege of Mandalore. After the Clone Wars, at least some members of Death Watch joined the Empire. Gar Saxon became known as the Imperial Viceroy of Mandalore, leading a group of Imperial Supercommandos. They fought against the rebellion, but also other Mandalorians to secure their hold over Mandalore. They specifically wished to wipe out Finn Rau and his Mandalorian protectors. Legends tells a very different version of the creation of Supercommandos. Rather than becoming a part of Death Watch, the Legends Supercommandos' primary purpose was to hunt and destroy Death Watch. About 60 years before the Battle of Yavin, Jaster Muriel issued the Supercommando Codex as a guideline for Mandalorian behavior. His goal was to reinstitute forgotten codes among his people to return their reputation to the honorable mercenaries they once were. Those Mandalorians that followed the Codex became known as Supercommandos. The members of Death Watch, led by Tor Vizsla, rejected the Supercommando Codex, which led to the Mandalorian Civil War in which the Supercommandos were all destroyed. Around the time of the Clone Wars, Mandalore the Resurrector recruited and trained over 200 new Mandalorian Supercommandos. Interestingly, 12 of those recruits were former members of Death Watch. They carried out missions for the Separatists until they were betrayed by Darth Sidious and led into a Republic trap. Only 3 of the Supercommandos survived. One of the survivors, named Finn Shisa, led a group of Mandalorian protectors, but it's unknown if they used the term Supercommando. 40 years after the Battle of Yavin, Boba Fett commanded 100 Supercommandos, all of which fought against Darth Kaitis in the Second Galactic Civil War. Behind the scenes, the term Supercommando was created in the old Marvel Star Wars comics, which claimed that Boba Fett was a Supercommando from the planet Mandalore, well before any of this other lore had been established. This backstory was later retconned into Mandalore the Resurrector, who was a more independent clone of Jango Fett, which explains why he would be confused with Boba Fett. But to jump back a bit, I want to talk more about Gar Saxon and Finn Rau, because I can see them as canon counterparts of Tor Vizsla and Jaster Muriel respectively. Although the timeline has shifted up nearly 60 years, their goals and philosophies are very much the same. Muriel and Rau both worked to preserve Mandalore's honor and culture. Vizsla and Saxon both just wanted the power to do whatever they saw fit. The Protectors can be seen as the canon version of the true Mandalorians, and in both stories, they were wiped out by Death Watch. Well, technically in the canon they were wiped out by the Empire, but they were former members of Death Watch. Whether this parallel was intentional or just a happy accident, I like the way it played out. So far, Rebels seems to be the best avenue for the return of Legends characters, histories, and themes. That's it for today. Please subscribe, like, and share to see new Star Wars videos every weekday. And if there's a specific Star Wars topic you'd like me to cover, leave it in the comments and I'll do an episode about it. As always, thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.